So we've been talking a lot about this lately, about the potential for ADA price to go lower. And some people are big advocates of it. They say, oh yeah, it's in the charts, it's going to happen, yada, yada, yada. I tend to be more on the bullish side. And I simply just don't necessarily see it right now. Things would have to get pretty bad for us to get to that point. But when we get down to these levels, which we have been at several times over the last year, all right, this 24-cent range, nobody really wants to sell down here. All right. That's what people really need to realize. People that are, really pushing for lower price ADA, you got to have people that are willing to liquidate their bags at these levels. People have had opportunities to do it, right? They had an opportunity before we entered this year. They had an opportunity back in June. They had an opportunity a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And guess what? They didn't do it. People see these levels as huge buying opportunities. Look at how we exploded out of this range every single time we got here. Now, this isn't a guarantee that we're going to move out of this range right now and in that same explosive manner. But we are starting to create, obviously, again, this bullish divergence. It's been playing out for a while. And ADA, I just don't see the sellers. I really don't. Okay. You got to remember, the people that still hold ADA right now mostly are long-term holders. Only 4% of the holder composition is people that have held for a month or less. 96% have held for 1 month or longer. Almost 60% have held for a year or longer. Only 4% of people in the money currently. There's nobody here to sell right now. Okay. Many of these holders that have ADA, they have this long-term mindset. They know what waiting is like, right? There have been many developments that have taken a long, long time to come out. Many people have held ADA for years and they have no intention of selling right here. And I'm talking people with large bags of ADA. I know several people with humongous bags of ADA and they have no intention of selling here because they know the stuff that is coming in the ecosystem. I would argue as well, when we compare how we entered the year to where we're at now, we're in a lot better shape. There's been a lot more things that have happened. Launch of djed, sidechain toolkit, Mithril, Marlowe, and many, many more things, right? Lace wallet, okay, with still more to come. So people, sure, from an analytic, or not from an analytics standpoint, from a charting standpoint, you could draw all the lines in the world that could show more downside, but you have to get into the minds of the people that actually hold ADA, and they're already long-term mindset holders. They plan on holding for a long period of time. So the sellers just simply aren't here. That's kind of what I wanted to get across. Could ADA drop further? Sure. If things got bad enough, like the scenarios I talked about yesterday, that sort of stuff could push us down. More SEC FUD. That's obviously what got us in this in the first place. All right. Actually, if we go back to the charts here, sorry guys, bouncing all over the place. ADA was actually extremely strong for the year. All right. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? The only thing that pushed us down was the SEC FUD. That was the only thing that killed the run that we had halfway through the year, right? Right here, the SEC said ADA was an unregistered security, and that dropped the price like 10 cents, 25%, massive drop, okay? And then you add on top of that we had that mass liquidation throughout the market, big institutional investors selling off. That dropped everything even further. That's the only thing that brought us to these levels in the first place. So it had less to do with a fundamental standpoint of ADA, right? ADA, Cardano even, is fundamentally better now than it was when we entered the year, but yet the price is at the same point. It has nothing, again, to do with the mindset of ADA holders. It had to do with the SEC FUD. People had no idea. There was uncertainty, and that's what brought us down to these levels. But yet, if you notice, all there was that one mention of ADA as an unregistered security, and the SEC went away. They've done nothing since then. No lawsuits, nothing. And we're talking about almost 4 months ago. All right. This is the reason why I've been so bullish on ADA. I think even the SEC realizes they have no ground coming after ADA, coming after Cardano. And this is a positive sign because it means that we can gain some of this back really quickly. Just look at what happened when we had that big announcement of the win against the SEC in the Ripple v. SEC case, right? Look at how fast ADA exploded to the upside, back to basically the levels it was before. Because again, if Ripple wins this case and XRP is said to be not a security when it's sold on secondary markets, you can't touch ADA. You simply can't do it. All right. because it sets a huge precedent for the industry. So think the same thing happens when Ripple does eventually win this appeal. Okay, appeals are very hard to win. If you were originally on the losing side, there's a 20% likelihood, and things don't look very good for the SEC right now. They've shown a consistent path of bias throughout this entire witch hunt that they've gone on for years now, and they're really truly getting exposed right now. So I think I went a little bit broader than I wanted to in this video, but my point is that right now the price is so suppressed to a point where you don't have people that want to sell, that it's very difficult for the price, in fact, to move lower. That's kind of the main point that I want to make. Really, the reason price isn't moving higher right now is because nothing is in the market. Everything's flat. You don't have this big influx of capital or buyers or anything like that. It's just kind of where we are from an overall market standpoint. But those times are going to get better. Those times are approaching very quickly. Some say we retrace further, whatever, right? If we do, great, I buy more. And then I'm better set up for 2 years from now. But what if it doesn't? So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this got a little bit longer winded than I hoped it would, but show your love below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.